measures to curb union power at the federal level. Congressman Gingrey joins us now. So welcome to the program. Good to have you.
Thank you, Stuart. Good to be with you.
We've been reporting all morning on this, what I call a breakthrough at the state level, with the vote in Ohio reining in negotiating tactics by the union in the state of Ohio. That's the state level. You've got legislation which would rein in unions at the federal level. Real fast, can you tell us what your legislation seeks to do?
Stuart, H.R. 122, Federal Employee Responsibility Act, would just amend the Civil Service Reform Act of 1978, certain section of it, which allows federal employees to, on the taxpayer dime during their workday, to engage in collective bargaining and mediation, filing grievances and that sort of thing. The Office of Personnel Management looked at this in 2008, and about 3 million work hours were wasted, and the taxpayer had to pay for that at a cost of something like $123 million for that year. Over a 10-year period, Stuart, it's a $1.2 billion tab to the taxpayer, we the taxpayer. And my bill just simply says, you can collective bargain all you want to all day long, but let the union dues pay for it and not the taxpayer.
Do you do anything about the federal government collecting dues for federal government worker unions? Because that's a big issue in Wisconsin, big issue in Ohio. Do you do anything about that?
Not in H.R. 122, Stuart. We do not. No.
Now, the Republicans run the House of Representatives. You're in the House of Representatives. You've got this bill in front of them. You going to get it passed?
I think we've got a good chance of getting it passed, and we're going to be talking with other members, committee chairs, to try to have hearings on this bill, and I think they will be very receptive to that. I've had private conversations with a number of the committee chairs, so I feel pretty confident we'll be doing that. We have another bill real quickly, H.R. 548, which is restoring democracy in the workplace. The National Mediation Board recently ruled that unions could organize with less than a quorum, less than a majority of the employees, and that's got to stop. That turns aside 75 years of precedent and 2 Supreme Court rulings, so we're going to try to eliminate that with House Bill 548 as well as H.R. 122.
Okay, so the restrictions on union negotiating power has started already in Ohio and probably also Wisconsin. Now you're moving it to the federal level. You could probably get it through the House of Representatives, but of course the sticking point will no doubt be the Senate. You probably can't get it through the Senate, can you?
Well, I don't know, Stuart. Hope springs eternal. There's a 51-47 split there, and 18 Democrats up for re-election in 2012. I think they understand that it's time to stop wasting the taxpayers' money, and that's all my bill does. It says, look, let's have some federal employee responsibility, and again, it's not taking away any rights that they have in regard to collective bargaining.
Okay, Congressman Phil Gingrey, Republican, Georgia. Thanks for joining us, sir. Much obliged to you.
Thank you, Stuart. Glad to be with you.
It's time for a headline from our company members, and Tracy is up first.
I'm going back to Jersey, Stuart, because today Governor Christie is going to vote on whether he thinks